So welcome to this BlazeMeter Did You Know session. Today we're going to look at how we can fine-tune our test data. So sometimes when we have data from a data source where that data needs to be trimmed, there may be spaces or unsupported characters that we need to deal with. We're going to show you how quickly and easily we can do that with BlazeMeter. So we're in BlazeMeter and we've created a performance test. We've defined our load. We're going to have now 2,000 users for 2 hours. And we're going to upload our JMeter script for this test. So this JMeter script actually has the requirement of a CSV file. And as you can see, BlazeMeter identified that this CSV data.csv is required. And we can just upload the CSV file and run the test using that static data. But we're going to show you how we can use this with synthetic data. So we need to show you how we can actually tweak and fine tune our test data. So let's add a parameter. And we're going to call it last name, like so. And we're going to show you an example using one of our seed lists. So if we do our round from seed lists, which is just here, we're going to use a seed list called last names, like so, as an example. So here's a seed list that's part of the product that gives you random last names. And let's go and look at our data settings. And let's say we want 10 of these. That's 15. Now what you can see here is there's an example here where we've actually got a space between the name. Now that will be fine in some circumstances. Now we're going to use this data for an email address, in which case that space is invalid. So what we need to show you is how we can actually manipulate this data, and it doesn't have to be seed list data, this can be any data come from a CSV file, but how we can replace that space with a full stop. So let's close this. Let's add another parameter, and we'll call this parameter last name, no spaces. So we're going to start with taking the output from this parameter here. So we're going to say dollar last name. So we're going to take the output from that first parameter, and we're going to use our replace function to say look for spaces and replace them with full stops, like so. Now if I then do data settings again, we can see straight away that this example here has got two spaces. And in our last name, no spaces, that's been updated to be with full stops. We can now take this data and obviously build out an email address. So if I go back here and we say email address, I can just take this last name, no spaces, like so. And we can say plus and at gmail.com. Now if we go back to our data settings, you can see we've taken that last name, it's now part of our email address, and if we do this to find an example where we have a space, like this, you can see now last name just spaces, last name no spaces is full stop, and we've now got a valid email address. So as you just saw in BlazeMeter, we can easily handle data issues where we have white spaces or unsupported characters within the product. So please go to blazemeter.com for more information about BlazeMeter. We have lots of blogs and videos that explain what the platform does and how to use it, as well as our BlazeMeter University where there's lots of free courses. Thank you.